This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryant. We're sure glad you're with us. It is Tuesday, January 26th. A little warmer out there. We're in the mid-40s right now.
It's not bad. Now at 6 a.m., facing a multi-million-dollar pension shortfall, billion with a B. Kentucky's Governor Matt Bevin says he will not raise taxes. A look at what else he's expected to say in his first budget address today.
Also on WKYT, developing news out of eastern Kentucky right now, where 2 people are missing after their home has caught fire.
And a southern Kentucky couple still without power 4 days after a major winter storm.
We have some scattered showers outside this morning. Nothing is going to cause a major issue, but some wet roadways before you take off. Here's a cold front, 40s this morning. It feels great. But this afternoon, yeah, it gets much colder. We'll drop that about 10 degrees. We're going to get into that forecast and show you if we have some more flakes in there coming up.
All right, let's get this early crowd right up to the minute on the news.
Well, tonight, Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin will unveil his first 2-year state spending plan.
The governor is already calling for the state to generate more money to fix shortfalls in public retirement systems, a big problem for the state. But he says he will not be raising taxes to do that. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Frankfort outside the Capitol to explain what else we can expect to hear from the governor today. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. So if Governor Matt Bevin does not plan to raise taxes to take care of the state's massive pension shortfall, how is he possibly going to do it? Well, he says he expects to find extra money, and then he wants to throw every dollar that he can toward that pension shortfall. So what does that mean when you break it all down? Well, from what we can tell, he is planning to possibly take money away from programs that had extra funds involved. It also means that other programs that hoped to receive extra money from the budget may not see any after all. Can the governor get lawmakers from both parties to rally behind his budget proposal tonight? Well, that will be a challenge. Democratic leaders have made it clear that they would much rather borrow money for the pension crisis while they look for a long-term solution. Bevin says that won't happen, though, because he does not want the state to take on even more debt. So who does this ultimately affect? Hundreds of thousands of state workers, police officers, and teachers are all depending on the state's faltering retirement system. When Bevin gives his budget proposal at 7 o'clock tonight, many of them will certainly be watching to see what he is planning to do to save their livelihoods. That's the latest here in Frankfort. Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, again, 7 o'clock tonight for that speech. And now to a developing story out of eastern Kentucky this morning. We are tracking the investigation into a house fire in Pike County. And the elderly couple who lives there has not been found at this point. The scene is on US 460 in Pike County in the Farrells Creek community. Firefighters say they are still working to try to get the fire under control, and they have not yet been able to go inside the home. They say an elderly man and woman live there.
We haven't located them, but their vehicles and everything's still there, so we just hope that they're gone somewhere, somebody picked them up, but we'll get in there and find out when we get the fire out.
Right now, both lanes of US 460 are shut down near the scene in the Farrells Creek community. We'll stay on top of that story this morning. Road conditions are improving across much of the state after that major winter storm.
But in southern Kentucky, some people actually still without power, believe it or not. Southern Kentucky saw both freezing rain and heavy snow. In Whitley County, one couple was without power since Friday morning. The Bryants say all of their food spoiled, and it's now frustrating not knowing when their power will be back on.
I try to have a positive attitude, but it's getting to me.
When the power does go back on, the Bryants would like to see the electric company clear out some limbs to maybe avoid losing power during the next storm.
State officials will be meeting this week and talking about that traffic nightmare on I-75 during the weekend storm. Officials at the Emergency Operations Center will be trying to figure out how to prevent it from happening during the next winter storm. State police estimate 3,000 people were stranded for hours on I-75 in Rockcastle County on Friday night. Some of them had to stay there till Saturday morning. Now, we reached out to the EOC director, but we were told he was too busy to talk to us. The impact of the weekend snowstorm is still impacting many school districts. We have more than 70 school closings and delays this morning. You can find that complete list at WKYT.com.
A federal judge has ruled in favor of the owners of the Noah's Ark theme park in northern Kentucky. The lawsuit was over tax breaks worth millions of dollars. WKYT's Mike Byers has been looking over the case and joins us from the live desk this morning.
court has issued a preliminary injunction against the state of Kentucky for unlawfully blocking efforts by the Ark Encounter theme park developer Answers in Genesis to participate in the Kentucky Tourism Development Program. This according to ALR. Now, a federal judge says Kentucky can't block the Ark Encounter theme park from taking part in a sales tax rebate program just because the park advances religion. The Christian Broadcast Network says Kentucky wasn't going to let the park enjoy the tax rebate because of developer AIG's religious beliefs, purpose, mission, and message. Now, the judges ordered the state to move forward in processing AIG's application for the available tax rebate incentives that could become effective after the Ark opens. This all began in early February when AIG filed a lawsuit against Kentucky. This is when they accused the state of blocking their application to take part in the sales tax incentive program because of the Ark project's religious messaging and hiring preferences. As for the theme park itself, the 510-foot recreation of Noah's Ark is still on schedule to open July 7th in Williamstown, right off of I-75. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. New on WKYT this morning, police are looking for whoever's responsible for robbing a Lexington Speedway. Police say a man with a carving knife stole cash and cigarettes from the Speedway on New Circle and Meadow Lane around 3 o'clock this morning. They say he was wearing a gray hoodie and jeans.
The polls have just opened in London and Laurel County, where voters are deciding today if alcohol sales will be allowed there in the Laurel County seat. Alcohol sales are already legal at restaurants in London. Today's measure would expand the sale of alcohol to stores. The polls are open from now until 6 o'clock tonight in the London city limits.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we have some pretty roadways this morning as you're traveling. Here's one thing you don't have to be concerned about: some freezing spots. It is not even close to freezing outside. We're well above that, but we do have some rain, so that's going to kind of aid in some traffic troubles early this morning. So keep that in mind as you're traveling. The good news here is that this rain's trying to fade away and move off toward the east and southeast. Lexington, give it another hour and a half, and we'll be done with the rain for the day. Look down toward the southeast. We still have some time. It's going to take some time to actually push a lot of this rain on out. You go down the Mountain Parkway, 460, work your way up towards, say, Sandy Hook and Elliott County, West Liberty, Grassy Creek region, off toward Frenchburg and Menifee County. Dealing with some showers, guys. You still have a bit to go, a few more hours before we call it quits. Campton, and then go down toward Beattyville. You work your way off into Owsley County, just south of that into Boonville, and dealing with some rain showers, and a bulk of it that's rolling right across 27 at this moment and about to cross over 75. London heads up. It really picks up here in just about 10 minutes or so. It's not extremely heavy rain. You're not going to get heavy rain out of this, but it does pick up in terms of just being more widespread here in the next few minutes there in London Corbin region. Hal Rogers Parkway is going to be pretty soaked. 421 Sand Gap, and then work your way up toward Big Hill. Pretty wet this morning, so just a sloppy go at it as you look across the region. Western zones, Taylor County, and also Marion County, Bradfordsville, Lebanon, those areas, you're already dealing with that rain and already some wet roadways, but give it another hour for you guys. It'll be all quits for you too. 47 degrees there in Mountain Parkway. That goes for Lexington. Mid-40s elsewhere. You see Florence holding on to pretty good looking conditions. But I will tell you this, one thing you have to keep in mind is it's not all about the rain today. Most of us honestly won't see this rain in terms of being out in it because it's really flying through pretty quickly. And it will be down toward the southeast there by noontime. But one thing you really have to pay attention to, don't dress for the 40s and 50s. Dress for the 30s later on today, because once you come home from work and kids coming home from school, they're going to be sitting there in the 30s. So it's going to be a pretty chilly afternoon in store. As temperatures drop, we've already hit our high today. Off into the evening and into the night, a few flurries, that's about it. A cold front moves through today with that light rain and a few flurries, but milder air takes over as we track toward late week. Check this out for the weekend. This is probably something you want to turn and look at the screen for. 52 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday, Bills. We're looking for a big swing of temperatures. This is music to a lot of people's ears. I think everybody's pretty excited about that, especially that it falls on the weekend. That rain chance on Sunday, Bill, we're talking 20-30%. So this whole weekend could be a phenomenal weekend, a weekend that a lot of us really need.
That's awesome, you know?
After this past week.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah. We've had enough winter for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
This last weekend was it.
Right.
We'll see. All right. It's probably too early to be counting it out. Coming up on 6:10 right now, every morning we bring you weather and traffic together. Hey, let's go out to Officer Don and see what's happening on the roads. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, no collisions, and that's the great news. Of course, the roads are wet with all the mess out there, but right now, Nicholasville Road, Harrodsburg Road, even Tate's Creek seems to be moving okay. Let's get a live look outside, and we'll show you in real time what to expect. With traffic flow pretty light this morning around town, not much popping up. In fact, even inbound Richmond Road, that left turn lane to the circle is still moving okay this early in the morning. Drive times, everything should be good to go right now. Headed to Richmond or headed from Richmond to Lexington across the Clays Ferry Bridge, dealing with normal stuff there. Same deal coming in from Scott County on 75. Looking good from Paris, 19 minutes. Winchester's 23 minutes. And Mount Sterling about 30. Now back to you.
All right, pretty significant improvements in what we've had over recent days if folks make their way in this morning. 6:10 on WKYT this morning.
We've got to look at how presidential candidates on both sides spending their final days before the Iowa caucuses.
That's ahead on WKYT. Also, seeing Peyton take on the Panthers in person will be pricey. Find out how much Super Bowl 50 tickets are going for. That's coming up in about 6 minutes. So good to have you with us on WKYT this morning.
Time now is 6:15. There's now less than 1 week before the Iowa caucuses. Polls show Democrats Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders pretty much running neck and neck.
Brian Webb has the latest on how candidates on both sides are making their final pitch to voters in Iowa.
At a Democratic presidential town hall in Iowa last night, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton did their best to set themselves apart.
Hillary Clinton voted for the war in Iraq. I led the effort against Wall Street deregulation. See where Hillary Clinton was on this issue.
There are very different visions, different values, different forces at work, and you have to have somebody who is a proven fighter.
The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Sanders leading Clinton 47 to 46% among likely Democratic caucus goers. The Republican battle for Iowa is also a close one, with Donald Trump and Ted Cruz locked in a tense fight for first place.
My views are a little bit different than if I lived in Iowa.
On Monday, Cruz released his first ad attacking Trump's so-called New York values. Earlier, he met privately with pastors in Cedar Rapids, pleading for their vote.
Even if you're thinking about another candidate, the simple reality is there is only one campaign that can beat Trump in this state.
Campaigning in New Hampshire, Trump once again questioned Cruz's citizenship.
He could run right now for Prime Minister of Canada. He'd have no problem.
Trump, Cruz, and the other GOP contenders face off this Thursday night in Des Moines in their 7th debate. Brian Webb for CBS News.
And Cruz, Rubio, and Trump will continue their final push for votes with several stops in Iowa today.
2 anti-abortion activists who prompted an investigation into Planned Parenthood are now facing criminal charges. A Texas grand jury handed down indictments against David Dalladine and Sandra Merritt for allegedly tampering with the governmental record. The pair were behind secretly recorded videos allegedly showing Planned Parenthood employees trying to sell fetal tissue for profit. Malaysia confirms that a piece of metal found washed up on a Thai beach last week is not from Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 that went missing almost 2 years ago. The confirmation comes a day after a Japanese rocket maker said the piece is likely part of a rocket launched by Japan.
The Coast Guard says 13 people were rescued from a sinking yacht off the coast of South Florida. The 100-foot yacht started sinking last night off the coast of Lauderdale by the sea. Rescuers deployed a boat from the Fort Lauderdale station, a cutter, and a helicopter. No one was hurt. Parts of the East Coast are still recovering from that paralyzing weekend blizzard. Federal offices in Washington and that area will stay closed again today, while the capital city continues to clean up 2 feet of snow. Area airports that experience thousands of delays and cancellations are struggling to return to a normal flight schedule.
6:17 is the time this morning. Sprint is in the process of cutting 2,500 jobs, or 8% of its workforce. It's part of a plan to cut $2.5 billion from its budget and turn around its business. The company is closing call centers in Virginia, New Mexico, Tennessee, and Texas. Investors will be watching as Apple reports its earnings for the all-important holiday season today. Most analysts expect slower iPhone sales because the 6S and 6S Plus do not have as many distinguishing features. Super Bowl tickets will be super expensive. The website SeatGeek says the average resale price for the game between the Carolina Panthers and Denver Broncos is more than $5,000. But for free, you can watch the 50th anniversary Super Bowl and all the commercials that go with it right here on WKYT. Well, music streaming service Spotify is introducing video for its phone apps. The video clips will mostly come from existing shows. The rollout is set to start with the Android app. iOS should get to it by the end of next week. Airbnb was not hot about this new listing on its home rental site. A Brooklyn man built this boutique winter igloo for two in his backyard during the weekend's big winter storm. Looks pretty cool. He described it as a chic dome-style bungalow and wanted to charge $200 a night. Hey, that's pretty neat. Airbnb removed the post, though, saying the igloo did not meet its standards. I'm thinking they're worried about, ice falling down.
Well, how long would it last? you might go in there in the evening and be out on the ground by morning.
I think that's neat, though. I would love to go in there and hang
it'd be
out.
fun to see. I don't know about $200 a night, though, to go in there. Anyway,
maybe.
6:19 on WKYT this morning. We're just getting started, and we're glad you're along with us. We have breaking news. Most of your Facebook fans don't like you. Why a new study says millions of us still use the social media site. That's coming up in about 6 minutes. Micah?
Have nothing to add to that one. I'm staying away from that one. Defender Radar Network holding on to a few light showers outside. Once this passes through, you'll see these temperatures take a tumble. I'll talk all about that coming up.
6:23 now on WKYT this morning.
All right, an elderly couple is missing after their eastern Kentucky home caught fire.
And that's what's trending at this hour. The scene is on US 460 in Pike County in the Farrells Creek community. The fire started around midnight this morning. Firefighters say the couple's cars are in the driveway. Certainly an ominous sight, but firefighters have yet to be able to make it inside the home and see if they're there.
Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin will unveil his first two-year state spending plan tonight. The governor is expected to call for the state to generate more money to fix shortfalls in public retirement systems. He'll give his budget address at 7 o'clock tonight.
Lexington police are looking for the man who robbed the Speedway at North New Circle at Meadow Lane around 3 o'clock this morning. They say he was wearing a gray hoodie and jeans and had a carving knife when he stole cigarettes and cash.
Some light rain out and about, scattered showers here and there. None of this is extremely heavy, and none of this is going to pose a major issue this morning. No, you have some wet roadways. The good news here is, look at these temperatures. We're in the mid-40s. Some 50-degree readings over toward the east and southeast of Harlan, Prestonsburg, and Pikeville. That is a really good feel outside. But I will tell you this. Once we track off into the afternoon, we go from the mid-40s and upper 40s to right around the mid-30s. So it actually drops through the day. It doesn't rise like it typically does. Good news is we don't have to worry about any frozen spots this morning. Afternoon, though, 36. Yeah, most of that rain does fade. But once we get up into the evening and night, we're talking about seeing a few flurries here and there. The good news here is we don't have to worry about this extreme pattern. It takes a big break. Even off towards your weekend, it'll be on the opposite end of the pattern that we have been seeing the past few days. We'll see a big time warm up. I'm going to show you that in your forecast coming up just about 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah, we were just saying we hope that break lasts till about next January.
Yeah, definitely.
But it probably won't. Anyway, 6:25 on WKYT. You probably have hundreds of friends on Facebook, but a new study says most of your Facebook friends don't really like you.
The study shows that on average, only 4 of those Facebook friends are considered part of your clique and would be there for you in a time of crisis. The study also says the average person can count just 13 people as close friends. Robin Dunbar from the University of Oxford concluded that although social networks help you keep up with your acquaintances, they don't necessarily expand your number of close friendships. Well, gaga about your better half? Don't wait until Valentine's Day.
You can tell them today. It is National Spouses Day. Busy schedules, work, kids, chores, they can all get in the way. So you can take time today to let your spouse know just how much they are appreciated. And then we have this. A cute sloth was rescued when he was trying to cross a busy highway in Ecuador.
The Transit Authority rescued the sloth, and thanked its followers for their concern on Facebook. They said the little animal has been checked out by a vet and is in great condition. The sloth has been released back to its natural habitat. You know, I didn't usually think those were cute, but that one is cute.
That is cute, yeah, because he's
just hugging that little pole.
Yeah, he is, you know. Well, I bet his Facebook friends are real, don't you think?
Well, you know, he'll probably have his own Facebook page now.
You got it. All right, 6:26 in the morning on WKYT, and we're so glad you're with us. We have a lot going on this morning. After last year's major winter storm, Lexington tweaked its snow removal plan. Did it work?
A lot of people are saying yes. We'll have the city's response at 6:30.
Also, tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $48 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $75 million. Stay with us here on WKYT.